Hi family, how are you? Today I decided to do a story time about my experience working as a driver for Via. If a lot of you haven't heard from them, they're a rideshare program, much like Lyft and Uber. Only this one, everything is just a shared ride with them. So I don't work with them no more. So I'm just going to tell you about my experience while I was working with them. Before I start, please, please, please share, like, comment. Let me know what you would like to see next. And let's get into it. So I have fried shrimp, I have corn, and I have a potato, which I don't know if I really want it. And then I put some garlic butter noodles on the side. I don't know if I'm gonna eat all of that or not. Oh, this is good. Let me have a couple bites and then we can get started. Oh, that was so good. I don't know if y'all could see it, but I'm kind of nervous because this is the first time I did a mukbang. And I don't know how I'm gonna look, but I'm gonna show you the raw me, and there's nothing else that I could do. Like, I don't want to pretend, I don't want to be fake. I just want to show you who I am. So I should have bought some. I should have put some sauce on the side for the potato, but oh well. These noodles, I made it with it's basic noodles, but I crushed up some garlic and then put some butter at the end. But you boil the noodles regularly, but I crushed up some garlic and let it soak in the water from the noodles. And then after I pulled it out and strained it, I put some butter on it, so it became garlic butter noodles. So, okay, so I'm in a kind of awkward place right now because I couldn't find it because I still have the kids in the background. So if you hear something in the back, it's the kids in the background. To drink, I have a pina colada version. Yum so. So let's get into it. So when I started with Via, I was already doing Uber Eats and Lyft, but I needed another mode of income. So when I did that, the whole reason I joined Via was because I had lost my first rental because of some discrepancy that happened between them and I. Like, they weren't completely honest, so I couldn't keep up with the payments. And before I slacked off, and then I had to have owe them for the rental, I took it back in. So I was out of work for about like maybe 2 weeks, 3 if it's pushing it. And anybody who knows me, I can't sit at home not doing anything. I have to do nothing. Like, I have to do something. So in this situation, like the kids weren't in school at that time. I couldn't make money so I could take them out, and on top of not being able to make money so I could take them out, we stuck in the house. So then I had all these bills that were piling up and everything. So I was just so aggravated at the whole situation. So I got this call, and when I got this call, this guy had told me, well, I could get you to start with Via for free. You don't have to pay for the car. So I was like, what? So I definitely jumped on that. And so I went over there, and the guy was like, oh, only thing is you're gonna have to drive a van. And I was like, what? All right, whatever. So I started, you know, heading out there. He told me what to bring, and I got all my paperwork together so I could go. But I told Mr. Shepherd first what was going on. So in the process of me telling him what's going on, the guy calls back and he tells me, okay, so I'm going to put you in a brand new Mercedes Benz. And I'm sitting here like, I don't want no Benz, because those of you who do know me, I used to drive like luxury cars in a driving agency that I was in before. And I did that for a little over maybe 3 or 4 years. So I knew what kind of cars were good, and I knew what kind of cars weren't good. So with this particular car, when they said Benz, automatically I was like, oh, I don't want to drive a Benz. I'll drive anything but Benz. So I was like, you know what? It's just going to be like a stepping stone for me to get to the other vehicle. Now the catch-22 with that was, instead of me paying the $350 or the $325 that I was paying to rent a sedan on a weekly basis, they upped me to $450 that I had to pay on a weekly basis. So the income that was coming in was basically directed to the leasing company. So I'll you know, talk about that another time. If you want to hear about that, you just comment below. If there's anything you want to hear about my story that I'm telling in the story that I'm not telling now, and you want to hear about it on our next video, just let me know in the comments below. And while you at it, subscribe and like this video. So you heard Amina. I love it when she sneezes like that. I know it's strange, but I love it because it's like you're so accustomed to hearing a grown person sneeze, but when it comes to that was Matthew, but when it comes to a little 4-year-old who sneezes like that, it's just hilarious. So anywho, oh, this is really good. So anyways, I went to American Lease. They said we're gonna give you the vehicle for free for the first week. If you make if you make 75 rides, then we'll give you another week free. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna try to do this. Now the second catch-22 of this was, they were saying, okay, we start on a Tuesday. Like the cycle starts every Tuesday, and I had picked up the car on a Thursday. So that was 2 weeks down. So you figured, okay, well, since I picked up the car on a Thursday and it's a new person that's gonna drive her, we'll give her the 2 extra days, right? No, they wasn't doing that. So I already knew off the bat that they weren't going to give it to me, because they were honest about it, and they told me they weren't going to give it to me. They said if I want that I could come back on Tuesday so I could start off fresh to try to go for it. But me excuse me, because I didn't want to thank you. So she had some food too, and she just finished it. Put it in. See, I get to that in a minute. Okay, so me, in the midst of trying to get a car because I didn't want it to be home, I was going crazy. I wanted to take the kids out and I had no income. I took it. And then when I took it, I went out and I just got busy because, again, it was a Thursday, so I went to work. And, you know, everybody was spending money. That wasn't the time where the coronavirus was kicking in. So I ran my butt out and got some money. So, where this all go? So what I did when I got out, I managed to make Now remember, they said it was 75 rides they wanted me to take. I took, it was 72 rides. And they weren't going to let me slide for that extra week. So I was like, whatever. And then I kept working. So I think it was about 4 months later, I just was like getting bored with Via, because basically it's like a bus ride, right? You pick all these people up and then you drop them off along the way. But in the process, they changed the rules. And when they changed the rules, it was like you can't veer off to go to the left or to the right if our map is telling you to go straight, because what happens is you have a rider that's along the way that you haven't seen yet. Now the issue with that is most of the passengers, they're thinking about going in the route that they want to go, or what they were assigned to go. So if it changes in between, right, they get mad because they're like, oh, that's not what happened. And the explanation, because I'm nice, I tried to explain to them that I can't do that. I have to follow the map or it's going to mess with my promotion. So the promotion, long story short, is basically your income. The more you go along the route that they send you, the more your income increases until you hit like a bracket. So once you hit that bracket, you can't go any more than that. So what happens there is I was doing good, and then, you know, the things started changing. The customers started complaining. So I got frustrated because I was trying to tell Via what was going on, and they were like, oh, well, you're doing fine, you're doing fine. But then when I looked at my list, my ratings was going down. So I stopped Via for a while, probably like 6-7 months I stopped, and then maybe 5 months, because I was doing it in the winter time, right? And then I stopped in the summer. So yeah, it was maybe like 5 months. And then I stopped in the summertime. And then everybody went out of town because it's the summertime. And so I was having difficulty getting an income on Lyft and Uber. So I said, let me try Via again. So when I tried Via again, it was a regular income, right? But the only reason why I stuck with them was because what I wasn't getting for Lyft and Uber, I was getting for them, and I was able to maintain my bills in my household with Via. But this is where things went sour. It went sour because after a while, people started complaining, saying that I wasn't sticking to the route. They wanted me to go left when I had to stick to the route, and the route said to go straight, or they wanted me to go right, or they were trying to make me do illegal moves in Manhattan, and I refused to do the illegal move. If the sign says you go right, you get a ticket, I'm going straight, so I won't get a ticket. So in the process, they froze my account, and I had to go to the base. And when I went to the base, they said you weren't following the map. So I tried to explain to them, yeah, I'm not gonna follow the map. If the sign says you can't make a right hand turn between the hours of 7 and 10, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and it falls within those hours, I'm not gonna make a right. So they said, okay, well, we can understand that, we're gonna notate it. So here it comes, another day goes by, I get shut down again for the same reason. Now I have to do a training. So now I do the training. even though I explained to them that it's not my fault. Then they tell me, you're making these turns and you're not picking up these passengers and you're missing all these passengers. At that time, they were telling me also that because I'm not picking up the passengers and I'm not meeting the time goal, right, that they had to freeze my account and make me do another training. So I explained to them, this is not my fault. I called y'all and I told you what was going on. I was having technical issues for the app, and they were telling me just update the app. So I update the app. I was still having these technical issues, so I did update the app again, but they were telling me the app in itself said you're already up to date, so I couldn't do much, right? So with that being said, they suspended my account again. So I say, okay, let me speak to a manager. So I speak to a manager and I tell them, this is what's going on with me. I'm telling you, it's not me. It's the app. It keeps changing. I'm following what you're saying. I'm doing all the rules that you're asking me to follow. And the app is messing up, making me look like I'm not following the rules when I am following the rules. They were like, oh, okay, so if the app is messing up, just update. I said, I've already updated. It's not gonna update anymore. They say, okay, well, can you show me a screen recording? I said, fine. So I recorded it, and the next time it did it, and it was going berserk. And I recorded it. I screen recorded it, and I was able to send it to them. They said, okay, well, you have to go to the base. They locked me out again. So when they locked me out again, I went back to the base and I asked to speak to a manager. When I asked to speak to the manager, I showed the manager, listen, this is what's going on. I was supposed to go to such and such place, and the app was confusing itself. So they go and they say, okay, that's fine and dandy, you're showing us proof, but it still doesn't take away that you're doing this. And if you do it again, you're not going to work with us again. So basically, whether I was giving them the proof, you know, in a court of law, if you show them the proof, it's right there, visible for them to see, visible that I did update it, I did everything that was needed, you would win your case because the proof is there. There's no way to hide it unless it's a, well, I'm not gonna go there, but so you would win your case if you have the proof, because I went to court a couple times, and if you have the proof, you can't fight proof, you know. So the proof is there for them to see. I'm showing it to them. I'm showing it how recent it was. I'm showing that, you know, I'm doing everything that I need to do, and they're still threatening to let me go, right? So now I'm sitting here like, why am I dealing with them? I don't know why I'm dealing with them. So while I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I sitting there? I was completely just baffled. Like, nothing I said was right. They didn't care. They just didn't need me. They didn't want me. Right? So I was like, you know what? I'm done with VIA. I'm giving them the proof. They don't care. I'm telling them what's going on. They don't care. And that's it. I'm just done. So needless to say, I left them alone and I never worked with them again. But yeah, that was the time of when, or my experience working with VIA. They basically don't care about the drivers. They only care about the passengers. Whatever the drivers say is a lie, and whatever the passengers say is the truth. So I no longer work with VIA. if I should ever be able to work again after whatever is going on with me that I cannot say, I definitely won't be going back to Via. So that's it for the story time / mukbang. This food was great, stuffed.
Bro, you barely ate anything.
That's Muffin in the background, or Nadira in the background, and
I turned it off.
she didn't knocked off the light. So I see y'all soon. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to hear from me, or what you would like to see. Not only me, if you would like to see Mr. Shepherd and us having a conversation about whatever it is, comment down below, especially the kids as well. They're always here. I'll always be here recording, giving you videos.
Sorry.
Let me let y'all go because the kids are acting up. Bye.